When you definitely hear that sound, you know, of course, it is the UEFA Champions League. And yes, we are in the last 16 of this year's elite competition, season 2024-2025. And of course, it's a big one, pitting PSG against Liverpool, a match which will be played in the city of love that is in France. And this is the home ground of PSG. And of course, Liverpool, the five-time champions, will be trying to go one better under Ancelotti. Remember that the 2020 finalists, that is PSG's, are currently under former Barcelona tactician, that is Luis Enrique, and Liverpool, on the other hand, is under Ancelotti. Well, welcome to the show. Of course, I'm your host, Molo Collins, and after a 3-week hiatus, we are back with a bang, of course, for our fans to continue experiencing the best of football analysis, of course, from Sportent TV. And of course, we are going to start, of course, with France. In France, of course, PSG are currently leading their log in Ligue 1 at the moment. They are perched at the summit of the log in France, and it's no difference compared to Liverpool, which of course has taken, of course, the English Premier League by storm this season under Ancelotti. And let's go and look at the form in the last 5 matches. We see that PSG is coming this match as the most informed team, of course, having won their last 5 fixtures heading into this one, and Liverpool have drawn 2 and managed to win 1, of course, in all competition. And of course, Ancelotti has taken Liverpool to levels that not so many believe that are going to happen, and so far Liverpool managed to finish first in that UEFA Champions League table. Of course, you know that the format was changed from the previous one, which had, of course, 32 teams, and it has now been moved to, of course, 36 teams rather, and each team shall now play 8 games against each different teams. This replaces the previous format of 6 group matches against 3 opponents. Well, this is a very different format compared to the one that we normally saw happening last season, and of course a lot of things have really changed this season. Now, before we go to the discussion, currently just view, like, subscribe, and share, and you can also drop a comment on the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to get back to you on our next show, and as you'll also be keeping tabs on all those great matches that will be happening in these last 16 matches. Well, let's get down to it. And of course, we saw that PSG managed to qualify after eliminating Brest. This is a team that also plies this trade in France, and of course it was a 10-0 aggregate, which gave PSG a ticket to the last 16, of course. And Liverpool, on the other hand, lost their final match against PSV Eindhoven by 3-2, but still they managed to sail through to the last 16. And remember that we are going to see the players that have been doing wonders for each club respectively. And we see in France, Ousmane Dembele has been having one of the best seasons of his career since moving to France from Barcelona, of course, and so far he's their top scorer, and he has also been doing wonders, of course, in the Champions League competition. And now let's go to Liverpool, and we've seen that Mohamed Salah, who many are pitting to go ahead and win the Ballon d'Or this season, is also doing wonders for Liverpool, and not only in the Champions League but also domestically in the English Premier League. And of course there is Luis Diaz, and of course there is also Szoboszlai, who many are regarding him as the next Liverpool Steven Gerrard with his heroics. And of course it's going to be a match that is going to determine a lot, but I'm predicting this match that is going to have a lot of goals, and I may see if Liverpool may proceed, because at the moment Luis Enrique has really transformed this PSG side since taking over to PSG. Of course, he before leaving Barcelona, and now he has really managed to change a lot. And many thought that after, of course, Mbappe left for Real Madrid, many thought that, of course, PSG was going to collapse, but things have turned around for the better of PSG, and the brand of football that are playing at the moment is very attractive one to watch. And we've seen head-to-head between these two teams. They have not met so many times. I think they've met twice, and the number of times that they've met, the matches have ended mostly in one win for PSG and one win for Liverpool, which at the moment keeps it at a stalemate with the number of wins so far that they've won. And let's go a bit back to history and see that Liverpool have managed to win this coveted trophy for a record 5 times. And of course, PSG have never won it in their history. The best and close they've ever come with was in 2020 when they met Bayern Munich in finals, and it still ended in tears as Bayern Munich went ahead winning that match. Of course, the solitary goal was scored by Coman. Of course, this is a French international which gave Bayern Munich that title way back in 2020. Fast forward 2025, of course, PSG are back in it once again, trying to do the impossible for the very first time in their career. And the one particular hurdle that is, it's against Liverpool. If they go past Liverpool, they will be very much confident moving forward. And on the other hand, we are not letting Liverpool and Ancelotti behind. And if Liverpool have had a very good season, and of course remember that this is the first very season that Ancelotti is doing wonders at Liverpool, and of course with his heroics back in the Champions League, of course, by leading the table and the form that he's currently experiencing in the English Premier League, many are touting him to go ahead and, of course, lift the Champions League. But, of course, there are big fish, of course, still in this pool, and we still have the likes of Barcelona, we still have the likes of Real Madrid, and, of course, we still have the likes of Bayern Munich. And, of course, it's going to be an interesting one to witness, and it promises goals from the first half to the last minute. And I think that the team that is going to settle really fast in this match is the one that is going to have all it takes to go and win this match. So expect a midfield battle between the likes, of course, of Szoboszlai and, of course, the likes of Dembele in the middle of the park, and of course, the likes of course, Luis Diaz up front for Liverpool, and, of course, at the heart of defense, the likes of course, Van Dijk and Konate are going to try and see that the informed Dembele is no nuisance to their back four in that Liverpool attack. And of course, the goalkeepers are also going to play a major role. Donnarumma, the Italian, and of course, Ederson, the Brazilian, are going to try and keep clean sheets for their respective teams. So expect every blade of the pitch to be covered, tackles flying high, and of course, the ones that are going to win the 50-50 balls, especially in the middle of the park, are going to have an advantage moving forward. So expect those balls to be sprayed in that middle of the park, maybe long passes, and of course, the short passes. And of course, the likes of McAllister are very good at doing that this season for Liverpool, because he has stood really tall for Liverpool this season. So expect fireworks, expect end-to-end kind of match, expect high-pressing kind of football, expect the kind of football that is breathtaking for both sides, because none of these teams are going to sit back and maybe try to soak in the pressure, then attack. So it's going to be an end-to-end kind of football from both these two teams to try and, of course, get a ticket to the last 8 of this match. And coming this match, we see that PSG have an advantage heading into this match, because they are playing at home. That is the Parc de France, and of course having the 12th man behind them. So I think they'll be in very high spirits to try and get that home advantage. And I think if they may get a win and maybe try and go and force a draw at Anfield Stadium in England, I think they'll be good to go. But Liverpool will not let this slide easily, and of course they're going to give PSG a run for their money in this match, because at the moment both teams are really on form, and it's really difficult now to separate these two teams. And of course, maybe the match may have so many goals, and maybe on the other hand, I think it's going to have a very few goals, considering that this is the second time, I think, in the history that these two teams are going to square it out for a ticket in the last 16. Remember that PSG have what it takes to maybe end this match at Stade de France before moving to Anfield, and maybe Liverpool can just play their cards closer to their chest, or rather, and wait for the second leg and try to win it at Anfield. Remember that when this match takes place, a lot is at stake, a lot is going to be looked at, and I think that if this match proceeds maybe to extra time, then it's going to head maybe to penalties, and in the second leg, I think all will be played to see which teams is going to make it, of course, to the last 16. Well, I think that those are the points that I currently have between those two teams. Also, feel free to share yours, which team is going to win between PSG and Liverpool, and I'll be sure to sample some of your thoughts and views on our next show. Remember to view, like, subscribe, and share, as we'll also be keeping tabs on the other matches that are taking place in the last 16 of the UEFA Champions League. I've been able, Smaller Collins. Let's do this again next time when we do meet. Bye bye for now.